JR. It seems I might be having a little bit of trouble. I can't see anything right now. So if you'll give me the indication that I should start, because it looks like I don't see anyone's cameras right now.
Hi, everybody, and welcome to our first national seminar live stream. Today, we are excited to be able to talk to you about our masterclass, and we're having a few technical difficulties, so our host, Greig Ashurst, will join us in just a second, and there's Greig. So I'm going to turn it over to you, Greig. Thanks.
I'm not hearing anything. I'm very sorry. One second. All right. Well, okay. So, hi, welcome everyone. My name is Greig Ashurst. I am the president-elect of the Handbell Musicians of America Association, and I am so excited to be here to talk about the masterclass for conducting and composition. Sorry if we had a little moment of technical difficulty. It looks like everything froze on my end, but it looks like we're up and running now. So welcome. Today, we're going to talk about the masterclass in composition and conducting, which will occur right before our national seminar in Glendale, Arizona, which is right near Phoenix. It's going to be a wonderful event. And I want to introduce our master teachers. I want to start with our composition teacher this year, Miss Sondra Tucker. Sondra, welcome. If you want to say a little bit about yourself.
Well, sure. Thanks, Greig. It's great to see you. I'm coming to everyone from Houston, Texas, and I work for Alfred Handbell as editor and do some writing and clinicianing. And one of the highlights of my professional life is the opportunity to get to teach the masterclass in composing. It's been a lot of fun, and I think that it's been something that's been beneficial to the students who have been involved.
That's wonderful. Yes, we're going to hear from some of the previous person who's been in it, and it's going to be, we're going to learn a lot about that today. Also with us is Bill Payn, who's here to talk about the conducting portion of the masterclass. Hi, Bill. Good to see you. Tell us a little bit.
Hello, Greig. I'm sorry, I've got a pretty bad connection here. We live on a farm out in the country, and it's not always easy. Can you hear me okay, everyone?
We can hear you. We can hear you fine. That's wonderful. Just keep on going. Tell us.
Great. I've been doing this master class for so many years, and I absolutely love doing it. And I hope that even though we've had all of the issues with COVID, that we'll be able to come together again in Arizona to make it happen. I'm looking forward to working with Sondra and just getting together again. My gosh, it's hard to believe what we've all been through, but hopefully this will happen.
Absolutely. We're looking forward to it. I also want to introduce two other guests. First, I want to introduce Brenda Austin, who is a past participant of the composition class. And Brenda, would you just tell us a couple of sentences about what the class did for you, what it meant for you.
There, my mic is unmuted. Currently, I am the editor at Hope Publishing, and I direct the Detroit Handbell Ensemble, and then I also do some church music. But I attended in 2014 and really thought that kind of launched me to another direction of where I was going. I had lots of questions about, I'd written for my groups, but I had all these questions, and I came to class, and the first about 2-hour lecture Sondra gave, she answered all of my questions and really launched me into a new direction. So loved the class.
That's wonderful. We're also going to hear from Laura Blauch, who is she's a regular participant of the conducting class. And so Laura, if you'll tell us a few things about your experience with the conducting class.
Sure. Just thinking back, I have been directing for almost 20 years, and I took my first master class 14 years ago in 2007. And it was an amazing experience. There were so many conductors who had so much more knowledge than I had, and I was not only able to learn from my time on the podium, but also from watching all of these other conductors and everything that, all the different things that they were learning that I was able to draw on later. And I love the class so much that I have been to 10 classes, 7 as a conductor and 3 as a ringer observer. So I love this class.
That's wonderful. That's wonderful. So our masterclass series, it offers students this one incredible opportunity for a personalized one-on-one instruction in either conducting or composition. Conductors are each assigned a piece in advance to prepare for the event, to prepare at the event, to be there. At the event, they conduct a group, an ensemble made up of other conducting students and some ringer observers. Those who just register to ring, they won't conduct, but they're actively engaged in that learning experience. The composition students are encouraged to come with new compositions or arrangements that they have already started. They will work as a group and in one-on-one sessions with Sondra to complete a composition or arrangement during that time. A lab ensemble is brought in at that time to ring through the compositions and provide feedback just before the final versions are complete. So, Bill, would you share with us, for the conducting aspect, your basic approach in working with students in the class?
Greg, are you talking to me? I'm sorry.
That's okay.
It was so bad.
Yeah, I wanted to know, what's your basic approach in working with the students in the class?
Oh, thank you.
Well, we'll come back to Bill if we get a good connection. We'll come back. Sondra, can you share answer that same question? How do you reach those students in the class session? What's your approach?
Well, what I like to do, not everybody is writing for publication. People have all kinds of different goals, and I have to apologize for the pounding. That's not y'all, that's me. I've got people working on my house, so I apologize for that noise. But what I like to do with people who are going to be in the class is I like to get an idea of their background and what their goals are for writing, and I like to see samples of their writing even if it's incomplete. I really don't feel like people need to come with a composition in progress, although that's perfectly fine. I like for them to come knowing what they want to work on. If they have sketches or if they have something that's almost a final format that they need to tweak and work on, that's perfectly fine. So I want to emphasize that I like to meet the students wherever they are, and also to provide guidance for whatever they want their end product to be, if they're writing for their church group, or I've had people that only wrote for themselves. So all kinds of different goals, all kinds of different abilities are welcome, and it's a very nurturing environment. I like to say I don't ever feel like I want anybody to end up writing like I do, or I don't want to come in and say that's wrong, you shouldn't do that, but to provide encouragement and guidance for whatever they want to be doing.
That's wonderful. So I do think we have we have Bill with audio. So Bill, would you tell us one or two sentences how you approach the class and how you approach students, and what oh, we've lost him again. That's okay. We'll try to get him back. So Laura, let's ask you about the conducting experience, and give us, one or two sentences about what your expectations were and what you got, what were the greatest things you got out of the conducting class?
Yeah, so a day in the life of the conducting class. We get together in the beginning of the day and go through warm-up exercises that you might use to loosen and prepare yourself for a day of conducting and bringing, and then going over cues and dynamics and independence of your right and left hand, just the basic pattern itself and how your gesture is. So we go through that as a class, and then we get into one by one. Each conductor will come up and conduct their piece, and as usual, as you're conducting something, some section may not go so well, and so Bill will be there to help guide you as to how to get through that particular knot. And the most fascinating thing to me is that you learn so much, not only from your time on the podium, but also from observing other people.
Absolutely.
And I didn't mention at the beginning, I'm just finishing my 6th season as the director of Queen City Ringers. And since directing them, of course, I've been able to conduct more advanced music. And there are times that I draw back on, these prior years. My very first time in masterclass, one of the other students had to conduct triplets on a retard. And just watching how they did that, the first time it came across in the music that I had to do it, I already knew how to approach it. And I tried it and it worked. And it was just so exciting that I was able to absorb that. So I like to think of it as putting tools in my toolbox, things that I can draw on as a conductor when new problems come up. How do I solve them?
Absolutely. Yeah. Having that resource of tools that you can just pull out whenever you need is super beneficial. So it looks like Bill might not make it with us. So maybe we'll get him to answer these questions on a video that we can post to Facebook later, or post to the website. Brenda, let's go to you. Can you tell us what were your greatest takeaways from your experience in the composition masterclass?
Sure. I actually have done both of the classes, and the thing that I found the most fascinating was that both Sondra and Bill were able to take whoever they were working with at whatever level and take them to the next level. So in the conducting class, we had people who were brand new conductors to people who are already composers, clinicians, and Bill could take them to the next level. And the same thing with Sondra. There were folks that were just said, hey, I've got 7 people in my church choir, and I want to be able to write for them. And this person can barely read music, but this one's pretty, accomplished. And she really worked with every single person to take them to that next level. Personally, I went in saying, I would like to be published, and, how do I go about this? And so she absolutely tailored my education towards that, and ended up, the 3 pieces that I worked on with her all ended up getting published. So, and really that started my my time as being a published composer. So I will ever be grateful to Sondra for all of her guidance in that class. But I think that anyone who wants to just be a better composer or be a better conductor would really benefit from masterclass. You don't have to be a top level. Any level that you want to go the next step. I think that the classes absolutely bring that out in you.
And I think that's why so many people are repeat and return. They continue to return for both classes. I feel like I could go to both of those every year, every time, and always gain something from those two.
I've wanted to go again, but I don't want to take a spot, you know, because
I understand that as well.
I don't want to take someone's spot.
So registration is now open at the seminar website, handbellmusicians.org. You can do a /master-class. Conducting prospects will need to submit an application in advance and be accepted to the class before they can register. The application is available. It is available online, and the deadline for the submission, as you see on the screen, is April 30th. There is a limit of 13 students for the conducting class. Those who want to ring in the conducting class ensemble can register immediately as ringers or observers. The composition students may register directly. There is a limit of 6 students for the composition class. The registration does include 3 lunches, the 10th, 11th, and 12th of July during the event. And those who also register for National Seminar will get a 10% discount on the master class. So I guess at this moment, we'll take any questions if there are any out there in the world.
While we're waiting, I just want to emphasize what a fun experience it is, and it's small enough that you get to meet and visit with everybody in both classes. And the composition class has gone to as many as 8. So there's a little bit of wiggle room there, but we do try to keep it as small so that everybody has plenty of individual time too.
Absolutely. Absolutely. And even, you know, the great thing, not only learning from you, Sondra, but watching what other people are doing in their compositions gives you kind of some clues. And like you said, Laura, about watching other conductors. So you can learn from other people's mistakes or other people's writings.
Challenges.
Yeah. That's the best way to go about it. So we don't have any questions.
Excuse me, I was just going to say it's a lot of fun for people to get, if they don't ever get a chance to hear their compositions played with a bell choir, then this is the first chance, and you can listen and tweak things before you take them home. Absolutely.
I can't say enough about attending the master classes. I did the composition master class, the virtual online this past year, and it was absolutely incredible. I can only imagine what the in-person is so much more intimate as we can do that. So if there are no other questions, I guess that's all we have. I encourage all of you to sign up for national seminars, look to the master classes, and look at the details. Thank you so much, Sondra, Bill, for the few seconds we had him. Brenda and Laura, thank you so much for sharing your experiences, and hopefully we can learn from everyone at this. Thank you so much.